Anybody else want to go?
I'll take a shot at Lady Briarwood since I'm up here.
Go for it.
Control.
And you're not forgetting your hex damage on her, are you?
I was. I forgot it on the
Okay, I
last
remember
one.
that
But I remember that I forgot it. That's 24 to hit.
That hits.
13, 14, 15,
Don't kill her.
16.
If it needs more
22 points of damage.
How do you want to do this? 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 How does Trinket want to do this? How do you want to do this? How do you want to do this? How do you and Trinket want to do this? How do you want to do this?
See the nostril? The little nostril flint.
Want to do this?
Oh, he just killed a vampire!
Is this a...
You said that weird.
This is against
important.
Kyrian,
This is
right?
important. This is
And
important.
Circarian, this is
Oh. How do you want to do this? That's the logo that's on the shirt that's for sale right now.
Oh, stop it.
Is this the
Don't cheapen this.
one of your barrels?
Percy.
Yeah.
Don't cheapen this.
Too late.
Currently visible at your disposal, Circarian, you have enough of a shot to finish him off. The smoke is pushing you. Vengeance. 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 Repeatedly echoing in the back of your mind. How do you want to do this?
I'm going to put on the mask since I'm still under... He still doesn't know who I am.
Mask.
Okay. You reach up, you pull the mask down, the bird-peaked element of the mask now wreathed in smoke, resembling very closely the entity that made the original bargain with you.
I'm going to walk up to him.
Okay.
I'm going to take one last shot. I'm going to look right at him. I'm going to catch his eye. This is for the Drolos. And let me say, you were the one I was least looking forward to.
Oh, that's some cold shit.
With that, the little bit of wreathed magical energy, you can barely make out an expression of horror on the face before the resounding blast sound rocks the room. The actual bullet itself, a trail of black smoke behind it as it impacts the front of Circarian's face. The entirety of his head caving inward while the back just splatters across the scarred wooden wall behind him. The body just slumps to the ground immediately. You guys all kind of glance over at Percy. You don't even see Percy. You just see a humanoid entity made of black, swirling smoke energy with the peaked beak of his mask poking through.
How close to him
Couldn't be
do
more
I
perfect
get?
with that.
Godfathered him.
You were
And this was
there,
this
so-
was out without smoke damage, I might add.
You can get one more step up there. You can like take the shots as you're stepping towards him, like unloading.
Oh
as
yeah,
you
I'm
go.
unloading as I walk towards
So
him.
the first one like blasts out the shoulder. You can see the bone kind of exposed, the metal breastplate just sundered by the bullet. As he kind of backs up, you. As you're walking towards him, he begins shouting under his breath, says, "Percival, you disappoint us all. All you had to do was die like a good Dorolo."
Traitor! And I've got 2 more shots. Next shot.
This one into his chest, and you can see the actual breastplate bends inward to the wound, and he spitting out blood from his mouth as he bends forward. This land is a greater destiny. You and that fool Ripley, you place your faith in toys and dust. You seek the transient truths.
I pull. How close am I at this point?
You're stepping up to him.
Perfect.
And as you're doing this, as you pull the mask down in front
pull
of
the
you,
mask down.
he says, "I die to rise again. We are his blood."
I put my gun in his mouth to shut him the fuck up. You're the face I saw when murder entered my heart. This is your doing, and I pull the trigger.
With that, a resounding blast echoes through the room. The back of his head just scatters across the wall behind him. The top of his head kind of folds in a little bit from the now lack of a substantial base, and he just kind of tumbles backward, releasing the gun with a limp onto the ground behind you. You're still holding the pepper box in front of you, hands shaking. As you hold it there looking at it, you can see there's a flash of purple energy across the barrel that has Anders' name across it, and the name burns away, leaving the barrel blank. Smoke begins to subside a little bit. It's still there, but it seems like the moment it has this kind of release aspect to it.
That's my turn.
Yeah, that is a turn. That's his weapon. So with that, the blade he was holding clatters to the ground before him, the onyx blade kind of shining in what low light there is around this temple.
Now I'm going to take a shot at him. That's 29.
That hits.
That does, let's do... 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage. As that bullet hits him, you see he begins to dissipate, and then turns into a mist form in the space where he is.
He turned into mist.
So he is currently now a form of mist.
Where he can go heal himself unless we can get him.
Heel's gotta hoover him up.
To his
She's
shit.
going to take
He's
care
gonna
of
try
this.
There's still a his semi visible form of like his body, but in a mist form, is trying to slowly escape off of the top of this structure.
Okay, Pike is standing right next to him.
Correct.
So I'm going to use Pike and kind of use the light that I have off of Pike and kind of combine it to do like a joint sunbeam,
holy
in bomb.
Okay. Great.
He's gonna eat a bag of holy dicks. Is what you're saying, right?
Yes, I want him to eat a bag of holy dicks.
Okay.
Now explain that, please.
Okay.
Make it sound great.
So, looking over at Pike, already ready with her mace up in the air and the mist recoiling from her, you kind of glance at each other, have that connective point, and as Pike brings up her shield, you bring back your sunbeam and throw it towards the shield, arcing it in his direction as she ricochets the reflection of the actual sunlight back at him at the same time.
That was
That's
way
cool.
cooler than what you said.
Yeah, way
As-
cooler. I knew
as
he'd bring it through.
As it sprays across, the beams themselves seem to form nearly phallic rays,
Cross the stream. Cross the stream.
tearing through the mist, and with an echoing scream, you hear Saotz's voice ring out as the mist is immediately dissipated and disintegrated. His form.
Fuck you, Silent! Piece of shit!
So done.
You.
High five, Pike.
Oh, how's it feel, Lady Briarwood?
She, looking over her shoulder, still looking at him as she's called to him to, go join in the altar room, or the ritual room, looks over and sees that he's mist form. And in slow motion from her perspective, she just sees Keela step forward, wind blowing around her, releasing this beam and watching him be disintegrated. Immediately her eyes open wide and she screams out, "No! Silas!" And you can see like her whole body shaking now at this point. The horror of seeing her partner, the love of her life, disintegrated before her. Tears immediately burst down her face, and her hands are shaking in there as she just screams out, "You can't! I broke the world for us! No!"
You get to kill Lady Briarwood?
Do it with as little blood as possible. I'm dead.
You're unconscious.
I'm unconscious.
I think if you kill her,
It's okay.
A little late.
here comes Godzilla.
Smoke billowing from your body, the essence of this creature whispering in your ear. No. Do it. Do it. Bad news. Freshly repaired. Loaded.
Yeah, man. It's your birthright.
I'm going to take... Oh my god. I'm going to take a shoulder shot on her right arm. And I'm going to try and cleave her right arm right off with the shot and see if I can just leave her unconscious.
Okay. So roll damage. Or just roll damage. This is going to be This is gonna be a Constitution saving throw for her. If she can survive this wound. As the right or left arm, you said?
Right arm.
Right arm, right arm.
Not killing her.
Blasts open, the bone exposed, the arm just spins off and clatters to the ground behind her. With that blast, she falls backward onto the steps behind off a platform. Falls off the steps, falls out of sight behind the pillar. You don't even see where she is. She just falls out of visual range.
While he's thinking, I walk up to Delilah,
Wait.
grab her by the
No,
clothes,
wait.
drag her to the side of the wall, and
Wait.
prop her up, and turn to Percy, and say, "In this."
Cassandra?
Cassandra, who's now stopped and looks at you, kind of. She clutches the rapier in her hand, and you can see her hand shaking, just the tension of the muscles in her fingers, clenching it as hard as she possibly can, as she walks up with each slow, quiet step echoing across the stone. Delilah up against the wall, like blood spilling out the corner of her mouth, coughing, conscious, with her one, missing arm on the side. The blood's beginning to ooze now from the wound as just the sheer force of all the movement has torn the wounds fresh open, and she's there, and she looks over in the corner of her eye and turns, seeing the rest of you, and sees Cassandra. Mrs. Hunter steps up. She holds the rapier at her side, staring down. This time just a single tear cresting down the side of her cheek. Delilah looks up and goes, "You could have been my daughter." She looks down at Delilah and says, "No. Cassandra is a Dorolo. And you took them away from me. And now we're taking everything away from you." And just thrust the rapier forward, right into the chest. As it hits her, it actually pulls her up about a foot against the wall. The sheer force of the wound. Sick. Last breath escaping from Delilah's mouth. Her arm falls limp to the side. The moment of tension passes, and Cassandra's just still holding her there, her head down, her hair in front of her face, just shaking, keeping her pinned against the wall.